Hi everybody, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about the language of flowers. It all started back in the Victorian era where people culturally were suppressed with their emotions. Lady Mary Wortley Montagu was the wife of the British ambassador from Turkey, and she witnessed in harems how ladies would hand little flowers back and forth meaning something. She was totally fascinated by it, and when she finally got back to England, she brought this into fruition in the 1800s. This couldn't happen at a better time. 1800s in the Victorian era were when hothouses were becoming available to the middle class, and they were able to grow different tropicals in their hothouses, which was very interesting. So now, not only did the upper crust of society have these beautiful flowers, but so did the middle class. But they still were oppressed. They couldn't really express their emotions. If they loved someone, they wouldn't tell somebody right out. If they were not happy with them and disdained from their actions, they really wouldn't say it. So definitely you wouldn't have an LOL, laugh out loud. That wouldn't happen. So they found a way, kind of like a life hack, to say it in flowers. Not only did they do that, they also had fans that they would actually use to create a mood and say, come here or not. Also, your jewelry. If you see Victorian jewelry, it'll have beautiful flowers. That means something. So, as we go, I'm going to show you how to do a Tussy Mussy. A Tussy Mussy, what is that? It's not a nosegay. Everybody gets that a little confused. A nosegay was for medicinal purposes, and also it was to allow people to not smell the bad smells as they walked through the streets. So that was completely different. It was never given to anyone for a gift. A Tussy Mussy, though, completely different. It is a little posy. And in French, they have a word for it. It's poesy, which is a little poem in the flowers. So Tussy, actually, in Victorian era, was a knot of flowers, and mussy was the moss at the bottom that they would wrap around the stems to keep moist and actually hydrate the flowers. So that is a Tussy Mussy, and that's what we're going to make today, using some different flowers and me telling you the meaning. So this one is already made, and we'll put that right here. But we would start out with a basic rose, usually would be the key, but it would be that one particular flower that meant something. Now, a rose, a red rose, means what? Love, right? We all know that. But this one is beautifully done in a pink, and that means admire. So you admire someone with this. We're going to use that, and we're going to do Aster. Where's my Aster? A beautiful purple Aster. We'll use some of that. And Aster is love. We'll put a little bit about that. And you know, you don't have to make these big, but you can. See, the Tussy Mussy is like the old bouquet for a bride. That's the history of where you get the bridal bouquet from this Tussy Mussy. So that's interesting. I never knew that. We're going to add also fern, and fern brings good luck. And I love this type of fern. It's very Victorian looking, don't you think? So we'll add a little bit of fern to highlight around. And Limonium. A lot of people think this is status, but it's not. It's Limonium. And Limonium is beauty and remembrance, or I miss you. So now we got love, we got good luck, we have I miss you in the bouquet with Limonium. And you know, also, this is sweetness. You're sweet. Okay? So as we go around, and then I'm going to use a little bit of white aster, same thing, Aster's meaning love and wisdom, but it just adds to it. Don't you think? Yeah. And then a little baby's breath. Gypsophilia. Really pretty, right? I'm going to add a little bit more of a fern. Now, you can add different fragrant types of flowers too, which is very nice too, but this is very sweet. This is also a little Tussy Mussy holder, and it is on my lapel, and you can wear them. This has a little moss around it, and it's keeping it moist, so you don't need to fill this with water, just around with a little bit of moss. I'm going to add a little bit more aster. I love asters. You can grow these very easily in your garden. So, the neat thing about this is also you can get a little moss and wrap your stem. This also looks really nice in a bigger bouquet. You know, wrapping the stem with a little moss just adds for this naturalistic look. And then I use a little, what we call bind wire right here, and we'll just tighten it up, just like we would do a bread bag, right? And here we have our little Tussy Mussy. Now, thing is how you would hand this off to somebody meant everything. If you would hand it with if you would accept something with your right hand, would be a yes. If you accepted something with your left hand and downward, would be no. Not happening. So the way you would hand it off and the way they accepted it meant something very important. Also, the way you tied the bow was very important. So when we tie the bow, on the left is my thoughts to you, the receiver. So if I'm saying I miss you, I think you're beautiful, I wish you good luck, I'm wishing that to you. So if you tied it to the left, the bow to the left, that's what it would mean. If you tied it to the right, it would be the wish you wished for that person. So right now, I'm going to tie my feelings to you of missing you and that you're beautiful and I wish you luck, and that's how you would hand it to the left, right? I gotta get it right, to the left of you, okay? So there is your Tussy Mussy. You can do this with any bigger bouquet and put it into a lovely vase. And just a few more little things. So that's that. Isn't that pretty? It smells really nice too, actually. So if you look over here, I have some flowers here that you might think you know the meaning of, but not really. A cactus. This is my guy here. This is actually fortitude, bravery, strength. Not as what you think of prickly and nasty and here you go, here's an ugly cactus. It actually means fortitude and strength. So if somebody's going through a bad time, it would be nice to get them a cactus, believe it or not. This over here, an orange lily, is actually, I hate you. It's hatred. If you want to be passive aggressive, you could sneak that into a bouquet and not tell anybody really what you meant. The sunflowers actually mean that you have less riches than you're saying. So, you know, do you really want to carry that down the aisle in a bridal bouquet? I don't think so. And then your beautiful, I'm trying to think of what the yellow carnation, disappointment, yellow carnation, disappointment. So if you're really not really happy with someone, you can shove that in a bouquet and say, I'll be passive aggressive, not tell her, I'm really disappointed. So there are just a few of things that you can actually do secretly, or maybe you don't want to. Maybe you want to send somebody complete orange lilies and say, the heck with you. Also, this style of language of flowers and learning it is called florography. It's a neat name to know, and they have lovely books on it. The thing was, in the 1800s, a lot of publishing houses would actually publish dictionaries on florography. The problem was, is if you didn't have the right book for the right person, and you could get messages mixed up, and something that was supposed to be nice might convey to someone else that it wasn't too nice. So you have to watch that. Each book has different meanings for things. We do have, however, if you want to go further, we're going to put this on our website, and it is a lovely sheet from an extension agency, but it does have the meaning of different flowers that you could create your own bouquet or Tussy Mussy with this. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day, and I hope that you got something a little bit out of this. Have a good day.